All right, Grand Rising greetings. Welcome, good day to you all. You are tuned into yet another awesome episode of the Peak Wellness Hour. We are just 1 week, little under 1 week away from the Thanksgiving holiday celebration. And so we are coming to you today with lighthearted conversation, helping you prepare for that time of gathering. So you all make sure you grab a pen and paper. We're going to chit chat, see if we can encourage you all and bring some stress-free mindsets to your life while we're entering into the rest of the year's holidays. So you all make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please like and share, and we'll be right back. All right, so we are here. We are so glad you all are here with us. Grand Rising to Queen Kathy B with United Empires of Akibalan. Always lovely to see your face, even virtually, even in the picture. So glad for your presence. We're going to jump right into this. Like we said, we're a few days away from the holidays, from Thanksgiving holiday for those that celebrate it. So we just want to give you some tips and suggestions, just kind of go with the flow. You all know how we do. So before we dive into that, Queen Edith is going to bring us in like only she can. Queen.
Good morning, friends and family. I pray and trust that you're all doing well. Today is the final week before the grand Thanksgiving. So stay safe as you continue to shop and prepare your meals in advance. Stay safe. Remember that it's not just about the cooking or getting busy. It's about family getting together. It's about us knowing what we are even thankful for. This morning, Queen G and I wants to talk a little bit about preparing for the holidays. Please grab a notebook and invite a friend and join us. And remember this. We love you. We appreciate you. Keep sharing our videos because we know we have something of value to bring to you. Thank you, Queen.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. So, by the way, you all, Queen Edith and I got together the other day to hang out and fellowship with my Queen Aunt Gloria Carter. Had a good time. It was nice to get out. We are here every Saturday. We are in the same city, but we don't always see each other. So it was a pleasant engagement. It's always nice to get together and just commune and fellowship, so that was really nice. And that is something I think that we should be doing all the time, not just with the holiday season. I think we talked about that before. It's so important for us to stay connected. So that's what we are going to chat about. I don't know what all plans you all have for the holiday. I know my aunt, every year she cooks, and she's a lot older, so she doesn't do the cooking. She just does the hosting. Always a great time. But I know I will be here with my family. My husband, my king, is always in the kitchen. For all you that don't know this, he is a cook. He was a chef in the Marine Corps. So I told people, they asked me if I was cooking for the holiday, and I have this rule: there should only be one person in the kitchen, for me. if I'm in the kitchen, I can make a mess. I've got things here, things there. My husband kind of cleans as he goes. So it's just interesting. I don't like the clash in the kitchen. So he is going to be taking over that. And he enjoys it. So I do appreciate him. And I'm certainly grateful for that. So I'm going to let him handle that. I know, again, I wanted to go to my aunt's because it's just stress free. I don't know about you all, but doing all that prep and all that, it's a lot. Even going to the grocery store, if you have not done your shopping, I think as soon as we're done here, you should go ahead and get to the
And
grocery
go.
store. Or you should just call it a day. I need takeout for Thanksgiving because it's going to be rowdy out there. But I will say this, if you are doing last minute shopping, I do know people's finances are what they are. You're waiting for a check, whatever's going on. So sometimes that is just what happens. Sometimes it's not procrastination like it is for me. It is a matter of having those resources. So just make sure in the hustle and bustle that you are just patient. We all know how we can get in the grocery store. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Walmart. I will say that. I find that such a difficult place to be. It seems like everybody brings their children shopping at Walmart, and it just drives me crazy. So I am certainly opting out of that. So just be mindful of where you all are shopping. Just be mindful of your surroundings as well. This is a great time where people know that people are spending money, and somebody's on the lookout to not be the most upright citizens. People are robbing folks, doing just weird things. So just be mindful of your surroundings as you're finishing up your preparations for the holiday. I will say that. Queen?
Have you done your shopping yet?
No, no.
Procrastinating. So
No,
you will be doing the shopping, but the king will be cooking.
I didn't make it this morning. So it'll probably be, we'll see. We'll see. We might be eating takeout. So yes, food. Queen Kathy said food is so expensive, but I'll be cooking a regular meal for the evening. And see, that's where I'm at. I don't all that extra. I think for me, and if you all know me, you all know I'm frugal. For me, it's a matter of spending all of this money for one meal. I think if I cook a meal right now, I can get everybody fed, you know, without doing all the extra. So just something to keep in mind. But no, I have not done the shopping. And as a matter of fact, I don't mind going ahead and giving my king this debit card, and he can go ahead and take care of that too. So not into it. I am into the season of gratitude and Thanksgiving. But again, the hustle and bustle of just one day can be a lot of overwhelming stress for no reason. So again, I say to you all, just pace yourself. If you are like us and you're doing all the cooking, all the preparation, maybe consider asking those that are coming to fellowship with you to bring a dish.
Haha.
You know,
Yes, that's the question I wanted to ask. So what happened with everybody bringing in something? So nobody is stuck with cooking almost everything.
mm-hmm.
Someone brings the turkey, someone brings the ham, someone brings the potato. It's whatever. How about that? Because then what happens is that it's cost effective. Nobody has to sit down and cook a whole lot of food for a whole lot of people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. It's a great idea. And it is cost efficient. You're right, Queen Kathy B. It is very cost efficient. So just use some wisdom with it this season. It doesn't have to be that difficult. And again, remember we invite selectively. If there's going to be an issue, we've got to turn these phones off. If there's going to be an issue with someone that is not, go ahead and maybe see them the day after or over the weekend. You don't have to have them sitting at your table if it's going to cause stress. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, keep that in mind. Hang on. Oh, same
And,
thing. What?
well, I have decided to start a family tradition.
Mm-hmm.
So my niece is traveling in on Wednesday to spend the holidays with me because she's the Well, I have my dad's sister is here. Okay, but my niece is my sister's daughter. So she's jump climbing and coming in to spend the holiday with me. I want to do something different. We'll definitely cook something, probably something very traditional, and maybe I don't know if I like turkey that much. I really don't know if I like turkey that much, and for me, it's a hassle. The cooking is a
Hmm.
hassle, so we're gonna cook something very traditional, and I might get an already baked turkey, from one of these stores. If there is any, if there isn't, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll figure something out and cook. We'll have a good dinner on Thanksgiving evening, sit down and watch movies, or go out for a ride or something
Hmm.
because work is so stressful. There's a lot. We are busy. We are so busily working, and the holiday is supposed to relax us, not stress us out.
Hmm.
And talking about money and spending all that money, and then at the end of the day, right after that, people want to go shopping. So they have all this money. I wouldn't say wasted, spent, and then they go broke. Then we are struggling about bills and other things. I think that's something that's not is not wise. Some
Hmm.
people may have been wise enough to have saved throughout the year for the holiday, which is an amazing thing. So if you have
Hmm.
saved, kudos to you, great job. But let me ask this question. When you think about the holidays, what word comes to mind? When you think about the holidays, what's one word that comes to mind? If you're listening to me, what's the word that comes to mind when you think about the holidays? Don't edit, just the word. Queen, what word comes to mind?
I'm gonna go with family. I'm gonna go with family. And again, we did talk about how family is not just always blood, right? So Queen Eve is family. She's got plans. I was trying to convince her to come over here with some African food for the holiday.
You never know. You never know. I could
Yeah,
hook up some jollof rice and we'll drive up and bring you some. Yeah, I could do that.
love it, love it.
I'm sure you
Yes,
like jollof rice.
I do. Yes. How about you? What word comes to mind for you?
Over the years, it's been rest.
Mm.
Over the years, for me, it's been rest. I've taken the holidays and just chill.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, that's how it has been. This is the first time that I'm really planning something and doing something. A lot of the time, too, I was working. The nature
Mm-hmm.
of our work, I was working. So I know that for many years, Queen Kathy is right. For many, it's family, food, and fun. For me, it's, sleep. This is the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to lay up and lay down and sleep and watch a movie or just close your eyes and listen to music. To be honest with you, that's
Mm-hmm.
over. This is what it has been to me for many years. Unless, of course, I have to work.
Right. And then that's the thing. I think a lot of times, especially towards the end of the year with holidays versus throughout the rest of the year, a lot of us do work. So we're working the day before, working the day after, depending on what you have going on the weekend, you might be overwhelmed there. So, oh, I would love to add rest to mine. It is not my reality right now, unfortunately, for not for the holiday. And I do like, you know what? That's a good one, Queen Kathy. Fun. It should be fun. It should not be stressful. If you are stressing yourself out just to spend time with family, maybe rethink how you do things. And that potluck is definitely a great idea. Yeah, definitely. Grand Risings, my queen sister Crystal. Grand Rising Queen. Yeah, rest. See, my sister is amazing. She'll be at my aunt's as well. My sister's not cooking like that, so she gets to rest. And usually she pops up over here, her and my nephew, and we spend time. So yeah, it looks different for a lot of different people. But yeah, I think maybe I'll try to incorporate rest in there. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see
Trust
how that
me, if
goes.
I were in Ghana, it won't necessarily be rest.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the family will be available, right? It's not, but Thanksgiving is not a thing a
Mm-hmm.
Ghana thing. It's actually an American thing. Other people are probably adapting it,
Mm-hmm.
and I like Thanksgiving because it cuts across cultures. It cuts across religious backgrounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody can find someone or something to be thankful for, and I don't want us to forget the spirit of this holiday coming up next week. It's being thankful. So what are
Mm-hmm.
you thankful for? When maybe there's no family, you're not going anywhere, you're probably working, but in your heart, what are you thankful for? When you look from your in your life from January up to this time, what are you thankful
Mm-hmm.
for? That's a powerful thing. And we should not forget. So when you sit around the table with friends, with family, with loved ones, talking, laughing, playing card games, children running around, talk about what you're thankful for. Look around and be thankful for everything around you in that moment. Because not everybody is spending Thanksgiving week with this year, may be alive next year. We pray that everybody is alive, but
Yes.
that life is such that death is part of us. So every day,
Absolutely.
every moment we get the opportunity, let's not forget to make the most out of it, and let peace reign.
Mm-hmm.
Because you find that at family reunions, that's when people begin to bring up, excuse me, cough up everything that somebody did, and we can't let the past go. Okay, so it's not a time to settle score with someone you've been meaning to say something to for. No, it's a time to let go, even if someone steps on your foot. Be peaceful about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had a question for you. So you mentioned, and we talked about this the other day when we were together, as far as Thanksgiving being a more American traditional holiday. I was wondering what that looks like for you all in Ghana. So do you in Ghana is this time of year a time for celebration? Is it, I
In
don't
terms
know.
of national holidays, stuff like that, no.
Okay.
No, but so America is divided into states, right?
Mhm.
Ghana is divided into regions. Every region has their ethnicity.
Mhm.
Within every region are also very little ethnic backgrounds. I'll speak to where I come from in Ghana, okay? And I'm going to speak to my paternal side of the, because my maternal side also has many different things. But I'll speak to one area, one of me, part of me. We have our celebrations in August. Remember the Homowo Festival?
Yes.
Families get together. We have traditional foods, just like you can't have Thanksgiving without turkey or ham, generally speaking, right?
Mhm.
Ham and turkey are a big part of Thanksgiving, baked potatoes, stuffing, all those things. We also have our traditional meals. Okay,
Mhm.
families come together, celebrate, and be thankful. It's
Mhm.
Good morning, Queen Randa. I miss
Grand
your
Rising
Bible
Queen.
studies. Okay. Um, this what do you call it? So we do have our traditions, families come together. For the God traditional area, it's it's August. The big thing is August.
Mhm.
Okay. The other people celebrate different things at different times.
Okay.
Okay. In Cape Coast, where I grew up, it's September. It's
Okay.
September. Cape Coast carries the most forts and castles. There's a story. The slave trade and castles are all there. But
Mhm.
that's where I grew up, and it's September. The first weekend in September is huge. Homo
Mhm.
War is all through August, beginning of August to the end of August. The different traditional areas celebrate it differently. So no, we don't have anything necessarily, to the best of my knowledge, in November.
Okay. Okay. And you mentioned something interesting as far as the slave trade landmarks. I know Queen Kathy B and I with the United Parties of Aquivalon, we've had this conversation where with Thanksgiving, it's kind of tricky, and that's why I try to word it as far as a holiday, Thanksgiving holiday versus celebration, because history is important.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think a lot of people understand the history or know the history of the beginning of how Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving.
came about. And it is not a very grateful story. It's a horrible, horrible story how Thanksgiving came about in this country when it came to indigenous people of this land, and then, settlers or whatnot. So it can be very bittersweet if you dive into the history of it. So I would say to that, to make it your own thing. And it is a harvest time. It's harvest season. And I want to share with you all, if you saw the, let me pull it up. If you saw the thumbnail I did for today, it's what it is. I chose this instead of doing a picture of, people gathering around eating or doing whatnot, because the pumpkin it symbolizes harvest bounty, abundance, and the spirit of fall in cultures worldwide. So that's why I use that image, because it does have a great significance. So yes, it's a great time for harvest. It's a great time. And when I say that, with your mind, with your body, your spirit, what have you sown into to where now you can reap the harvest of? So that's something to be grateful for. Have you sown into your mental well-being, your spiritual well-being, your physical well-being, to where there's a great harvest come the end of this, the year? So that is why I did use that picture. I did want to share that with you all. So yes.
It's very interesting that you will bring this up. I love what you said about the pumpkin. That's interesting. And also they also have the colors of the season as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fall
Mm-hmm.
season, the orange, the brown, the they're beautiful. So let me ask you this. Do you know a lot about the history of Thanksgiving?
I do.
Would you like to share?
I don't. I mean, in a nutshell, so with the foundation of America as it is, where Christopher Columbus and all them came over, it was a matter of, in the history books, they'll call, these indigenous people Indians. But they were people that look like the people on the screen that you're seeing here. They were not, and this is no disrespect. I'm just making it clear to where people can have a real honest image of what's happening. They were not fair skinned, um, yellow skinned people. They look like us. So when the settlers came over here, that group of people were inviting, right? Hospitable, and it was taken advantage of. And those people were killed and slaughtered out of the goodness of their heart. So that is the in a nutshell, that's what that's looking like. Yeah, that's what that looks like. I know with football is American football is a big part of Thanksgiving tradition. I remember when I was younger, my cousin would always come from out of town, and he would come he's my mom's age, but so he would come over for the holiday and watch football, and it was the thing to do. But with that football thing, that was where, with that situation with the first Thanksgiving or whatnot, um, they were slaughtering people, and they were using their heads like footballs. So it's not a fun story. It's not, and we've overcome some of those things, but it's not, yeah, it's not a fun story. Yeah. I know, Queen. I know you all check out the United Empires of Akiva line on that conversation. Settlers was a very gentle way of putting that. It was. So, but yeah, that's the truth of it. So when we think about those things, that's why for me, I've had to kind of reposition how I spend my money for these holidays. A lot of these pagan holidays, it's about money anymore. And there's not a sense of cultural tradition. And when we forget where we come from and the things that have happened in the past to lead us to where we are, sometimes it can be detrimental. We have space to grow and evolve and make things better, but it doesn't negate the fact that it happened. So, yeah. So that's in a nutshell. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why I was curious about how you all, how the Ghanaian culture does things, because we did talk about that the other day as far as it being American things.
Ghana is filled with lots of cultures.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of culture and pomp. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
It's really very different because even the Homowo festival, it starts from Friday, Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's almost a 4-day celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But the background of Thanksgiving, I find it very curious. So the people who look like that, where were they from?
Here. The people that are in Queen Kathy, if you want to chime in on this, the people that originated that were indigenous here, they were melanated people. And if you look all around, I don't want to get off talk with this. I just want to show you this since you asked the question. If you look all around the world, there's evidence of deep, richly melanated people all over the world. So for anyone to be misconstrued that all of us that look like this originate from Africa is just not the truth, because we were all over the world from the beginning of time. So, yeah.
That's a conversation for another day. I'm really very curious.
With Thanksgiving, it's funny because there are journals from Christopher Columbus that described the people that were living here. They use terms like swarthy, dark complected, so the description of what people look like here, that's why I said it's important to know the history, because in history books, it looks like they are, and no offense, I'm not being disrespectful, or yellow face or red face Indians like they portrayed. But in his own writings, from his own journals, they describe people that look like us and darker. So again, that history is so important. We were here. Yes. We were here. Yeah. So that's why I said sometimes it can be kind of tricky when we deal with holidays and we don't know the background of these holidays. And that goes for all of them. So again, I don't want to discourage anyone from celebrating the spirit of Thanksgiving with their loved ones, friends, and family. But it's just something to take into consideration. So
It's interesting because a lot of these celebrations, because in Ghana, our tradition too is hooting at hunger, thanking God and hooting at hunger and cooking a lot of food. The reason is that they're supposed to have migrated from another part of Africa and settled there, and there was famine among them. Okay, so they found the land and planted corn. And if you notice, the summer season is really the corn season, right? So you plant corn April, May, June, July, August. There's a lot of corn, there's a lot of food. So that food we make is out of corn, comes out of corn. And it's to say, yes, we suffered, but we are celebrating because now we've given the opportunity to have food. We have food in abundance, okay? So though the history is not ideal, it's important that we learn to be thankful for the sacrifices people have made. because it's on their backs that we are living our lives. So it's important that we are thankful
Mm-hmm.
for their sacrifices and pray that wherever they are, it's what they are being rewarded for the sacrifices they made or
Mm-hmm.
didn't choose to make but were forced. Okay, so a lot of these histories don't necessarily come from a pleasant place.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget that. So we still have a lot to be thankful for because we are not
Absolutely.
living in those days anymore. The world has changed, and we hope it stays changed for the better.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at all the climates we are currently living in, there's a lot of fear. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of uncertainty. People don't know anymore,
Mm-hmm.
So we have today. That's the key. We have today. In other words, that day that we are able to get together. Let's be mindful. Let's be mindful because some people are mourning in that moment. Things are going on, and not everybody has the opportunity. Queen,
Mm-hmm.
this was a powerful story to share. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And let me ask you, I'm gonna ask this question. So we're talking about culture, we're talking about traditions. So as someone that originated outside the United States, do you think that it is important for you in particular to engage and celebrate American holidays? And before you answer that, I just want everybody listening to understand what I'm asking because there is nothing for me. I'm gonna say this. There's nothing wrong with holding on to your traditions, and I don't think I'm gonna let you answer. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm gonna let you answer. Do you think it's important or a necessity? Not important or a necessity to tag when you've got 4th of July, you've got Memorial Day, things. You know, I don't
You
know.
know,
What do you think?
you know what? There's nothing more beautiful than being part of a culture that was not even originally your culture. There are holidays I will never celebrate. One
Okay.
of them is Halloween. There's
Mhm.
no way because I know the background of Halloween and I will not entangle myself in it.
Mhm.
But 4th of July, American gained independence.
Mhm.
Okay, why not? Why not? People were freed from their oppressors, so to speak. They got their liberty to live their lives as they please. Ghana has
Mhm.
its independence. We celebrate it grandly, in a very
Mhm.
grand manner. And so, yes, I think I wouldn't say necessary, but
Mhm.
I choose to. Christmas is celebrated almost all over the world in every country that has Christian background in it.
Mhm.
Okay, I celebrate Christmas. I love Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
You know, I've done home care. I've been with families on Thanksgiving days where we had to take mom or dad or both of them to one child's house, or they'll bring food to grandma's house or mom's house. We also, and I
Mhm.
do love the spirit of Thanksgiving. It's
Mhm.
it's a powerful thing to do. 4th of July, what else? Veterans Day. Yeah,
Mhm.
Veterans Day all over the world. Every country, every nation celebrates its veterans, it's the people who laid their lives down and sacrificed so much for those nations. So, besides Halloween, to the
Mhm.
best of my memory, I think I enjoy every holiday.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
Okay.
and
And so it
I,
didn't
and
have
I'm
to be
blessed
divisive.
enough to have the cultures, to have my
Mhm.
my birth cultures and my American cultures. I love it.
Mhm.
I love
And
it.
I
I
and I
wish
want to be
I
careful
I
with
wish
asking
I
that.
just wish that I get to go to all my American friends' home and eat their food though.
See,
That's what I want. That's
that's
what I want.
awesome. And I asked that because I mean, I'm not with it. I don't have an issue with it. And I wanted to be clear. That's why I started to say I wanted to be clear. I didn't want anybody to be offended if somebody were to say no. but because I'm asking because what you shared with you explained the celebrations in August and September and how that moves, and the closeness and the community that comes with it. Where, like you brought up, 4th of July. That's an interesting one too. I'm not gonna take this too far, you all. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be done with this conversation. But even with that, as far as an American, that's a weird one too. Just like Thanksgiving, because we were not all free. So that's why I asked that, because it sounds like with American holidays, we lack understanding of culture and how we operate in it, where it seems as other countries tend to have a deeper understanding of the importance of what they're celebrating, if that makes any sense. Does that make sense? Okay.
Right. But then there's Juneteenth. First of all, the land had to be free in order for the people in it to be free as well. So I feel like there are different levels. Like an onion, you peel the top off, the rest of them, you begin to peel each layer off. Okay, so there's Juneteenth. The Africans here, if they are from where I come from, will celebrate their culture within the American culture. So there are different peels, there are different layers. That's the word. There are different layers to it. So we can go here, come here, come here, come here, and there's not. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, because we have to. Let me be careful. We have to look at the good in all of it. Okay, we have to look at the good in all of it, and yeah, I get it, but I feel like we should be able to celebrate each other.
I agree with that. I certainly agree.
So yeah.
Yeah, I know here in Indiana they have, and if you don't pay attention, you'll miss a lot of things. And I tend to look for events, in the Indianapolis area and not branch out. But there's a lot of different cultures that do things throughout the year. And I agree with you. I don't think there's anything wrong with connecting and being festive with different things. I know when I was younger, I would go down I was in Spanish class. So you wouldn't know that now because I really can't speak Spanish like that. But we would have to go downtown and volunteer for the I don't think it's called a Mexican festival, maybe Hispanic Heritage Festival. We'll say that to be politically correct. And it was interesting to watch. It was interesting to see the connection, the family orientation. And it's funny because you can count the clock, and about when sundown comes, somebody's all that beer, they're gonna get the punching in, and it's interesting to see them kind of fighting, because they're really not fighting to harm people. You can get intoxicated and you just kind of get rowdy, and then they hug it out. That would be amusing for me down there. We'd be watching, like, they're gonna start up, but then they hug it out, and then you just going about your business. I've been to some German fests, different foods. We were at a Venezuelan restaurant the other day. I got about 3:00 this morning and finished my leftovers. They were good. So I think it is important to be open to cultural diversity. I'll say that.
Yes, it is indeed. And if the land were not free, the people in it cannot be even free to celebrate what is theirs. So that's something we need to look at. I love Cinco de Mayo. When I lived in the Northern Virginia, DC area, I went to the parades. Oh my, the color, the pomp. It reminds me of a festival in Cape Coast. It's called the Fetu Afeshe Festival. We celebrate our kings. The kings are showed forth. They sit in palanquins. You know what a palanquin is?
No.
The king is carried on the shoulders of 4 men. And he sits there and he goes around the town and he greets his town and all of that. We leave home early morning to go watch those parades. And the different cultures, the different traditional areas, what they're displaying. I haven't been in a long time, but I think starting next year, I'm gonna start going to some of these things, because my dear, life is too short. Life is too short.
It is.
Life is too short not to enjoy the gifts that we have been given. And that's what Thanksgiving is about, celebrating even our diversities.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrating our diversities. I'm a Black woman, Queen is a Black woman. But believe you me, we are so different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an African, he's an American. Now I'm the African American. Listen, it's interesting so that our diversity is what makes us. Let's stop looking at people who are not like us, who don't talk like us, who don't look like us, who don't behave like us. You know, when you look at the professional field, every professional field has its own community, has its own
Mm-hmm.
celebration. It's amazing the
Mm-hmm.
things to celebrate. It's
Mm-hmm.
amazing the things, the diversities that we have. And you know what? They should all come together. Because seriously, if I thought like Queen G and I talked like her, one of us right here is unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I agreed with everything she said, she agreed, and we don't bat heads and we don't debate back and forth to bring the best out of our diversity. A
Mm-hmm.
beautiful cooking pot, putting all the things in, putting the best part of us in.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're giving thanks, be thankful for the people who challenge you. Sometimes even your supervisors who make things hard for you, they push you thinking maybe in their minds they'll make this girl, this boy quit this job. But what they don't know is they're equipping you to be stronger, better, and give out your everything on that job. There's a lot to be thankful for. You
Absolutely.
said your mother may be rigid, strict, she won't let you be, blah, blah, blah. And I'm talking about me, my mother. Me and my mother, we butted heads a lot. You know what? Until I became a mother. Ha! Until I became a mother. My mother became my best friend right after I became a mother. Because she knew what she was doing. I was young and strong-headed and wouldn't listen. But
Mm-hmm.
I was, listen, when I became a mother, I appreciated her more
Mm-hmm.
and loved her. She became my best friend. So you may be a teenage girl not liking your mother right now, not liking your dad because they're not letting you run wild. Girl, be thankful for them. Young man, be thankful for them. Because one day you
Absolutely.
would wish they were there to what? For you to be thankful for them. But they'll be gone. So
Mm-hmm.
let's take this time and be thankful. Let's talk about
Absolutely.
Queen. Queen, let's talk about food.
Let's talk about food.
What are the traditional foods?
Well,
The
yeah, you
turkey.
mentioned you got the turkey. I can make a good turkey, y'all. Everybody says turkey's dry. I can make a moist turkey. When you have turkey, you've got the ham. You've got we have greens. I love fresh picked greens, collard
Should I
greens.
bring you a turkey to? No, you are not going to the kitchen, so let me just forget
You can bring it to Kevin.
it. Nah.
um, well, let me see. My son can't stand me right. Right. That's what good parenting looks like. That's what good parenting looks like.
Yes, because
Definitely.
your son, Queen Crystal, your son is not your friend. And your job is to lead him in the direction that he needs to go. And if our children are becoming our friends at very tender age, maybe we are not doing our job. So this is good, but he will come to appreciate you. Listen, my son lived with my mother most of the time because I was here. He didn't appreciate her so much. She would call her, Jay, come to the kitchen. Let's do this. Come, let's cook this. And he'll be like, Grandma, I'm not a girl. Now he lives on his own. And one day I was talking, I said, do you miss Grandma? He said, Mommy, I miss Grandma's jollof. I said, oh, you really miss Grandma? She said, I miss Grandma. I said, okay, I will zip it now. So yeah, he will come to appreciate you. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And he's getting up there in age, so absolutely. Yeah, he's in the upper teenage years, so he'll be all right. He'll be all right. Thank you for that comment. You all check out my queen sister Crystal S. Thomas on Facebook if you're looking for home realty in Indiana. By the way, y'all know I like to throw in some plugs. So check her out. Um,
I'd like to talk about parenting and empty nesting. Yes. Yeah, but
we're gonna
anyway.
have to. We're gonna put that on the list. Yes, we're gonna have to. But foods, okay. So let's do this. Okay, so we got greens. I don't know. That's what I'm saying for Thanksgiving. I don't like shortcuts. That's why I just don't want to do it. If I'm having yams, I want yams. I don't want sweet potatoes out of a can. I want to peel them, cut them, cook them. Like I said, I like fresh greens all the time. I love vegetables.
So there's colored greens and then there's green beans.
Yes.
I don't know how you all cook the green beans, but the ones I've eaten, there's bacon bits. There's bacon bits in them.
Yeah. I like either neck bones or ham hocks when I'm cooking like a big pot. Bacon. I don't like them imitation bacon bits. I'll cook some bacon and cut it up and put it in the vegetable and the greens or the green beans or whatnot. I don't care for those imitation bacon bits. I don't want nothing that you sprinkle on.
I didn't know. I don't even know how to cook it, so let me be quiet.
Really? Oh my gosh, green beans
No,
are one of
I
my
don't.
favorite vegetables. Really? Oh my goodness. You throw some potatoes in there. Oh my goodness. So delicious. Like you cut up potatoes. And yeah, good stuff. I think I might like the neck bones better to kind of soak that water in. Yeah. But you can't overcook them, then they get mushy.
You guys are making me hungry.
I know, right?
Whose house are we coming to Thursday?
Oh no, Queen Kathy said she make a good turkey. I might have to go pop up in Vegas.
She's in Vegas.
Or Nevada.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yes. So yeah, I love cooking. What else? Let me ask you. So, and you all answer in the comments if you don't mind. What are we thinking about chitlins?
What?
Chitlins? Do you eat
I don't
chitlins?
know what that is.
Good. I'm sorry to make that face and offend anybody that does. Chitlins. So I know a lot of people. It's a big deal for the holiday like Thanksgiving, really. And they're so expensive anymore. But it's pig intestines.
It's what
So
intestines.
it's pig intestines.
Oh.
So it's crazy. So just for your future reference, if somebody happens to try to pass that on to you in a meal, they make sure they come out of not the red bucket, but the white packaging. But it's just pig intestines. And so like you take and you have to clean them because it has pig feces in it. But it's a big deal.
For the holidays, I've never seen it. I've never seen anybody do it.
Oh my gosh. I tell you what, you'll know if somebody's cooking them because it stinks up your whole house. It stinks. It's a very distinctive smell. And even on Thanksgiving, it overpowers all the other aromas and spices in your house. I know my husband would cook them. I would make him use the gas grill outdoors. Don't bring that stuff in my house. It's gross. No offense to anybody that enjoys them.
I've never
I
heard
eat Brussels
about it.
sprouts, so somebody might be eating chitlins and say to me, Brussels sprouts are gross. So, no offense, but no. But that's a big deal. So, yeah. And you know what? Queen Kathy might chime in on this. I want to show you guys. I was looking at, hang on, spices. I come across something talking about spices that are good. It says the holistic menu, herbs and spices that support digestion. So a few of them are ginger. So if you're cooking this year, some things to think about. If you're adding ginger to your foods, it helps with ginger stimulates saliva and digestive enzymes, helping food move smoothly through the gut. It's good for nausea, bloating, and sluggish digestion. So think about
And
adding
don't
that.
get powdered ginger. My
Mhm.
basic and my mother's basic seasoning was ginger, garlic, onions. And then
Okay.
all the other herbs will come in. But if nothing at all, ginger, garlic, onions, those are, and it's, you get the fresh one, get the organic one. I've tried powdered ginger and I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what that is. I really, really don't know what. I mean, I use it, I put it in my teas and stuff, but I
hmm
really don't know what that is. I don't taste ginger.
I
I
think
don't.
with all the powders, it's totally different than having the actual product, totally different. I mean, heck, if you use onion powder or garlic powder, you can tell the difference between an onion and, cooking with the onion and using onion powder, totally different. So yeah, I agree with you. It's always better to have it raw in its raw form. Definitely.
I didn't mean to cut you, but
Oh no.
there's so much GMOs around. You know what? I grew up cutting and making onions, and you get
Mm-hmm.
a real onion, it burns up your eyes.
Yes.
I cut big onions and it does nothing. And I remember that I bought rice. I'm not going to say the name of where I bought it. When I cooked it and I
hmm
ate it, it was not rice.
hmm
The food has been so modified. So even if it's just little and getting the organic side, that's why Queen Kathy grows her food and vegetables, a lot of them. So go get organic. I'm telling you, because the things we are eating is not.
Yeah, and you know what? I think you even have to watch for the organic stuff also. You really have to read the labels anymore because I know when we were Queen Edith and I were together the other day with my Aunt Gloria. We were talking about the labeling on the meats. We had that conversation, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we
okay.
talked
I'm gonna
about.
make sure talk to a lot of people. But the meats where if you're getting beef, if you read the packaging, it might say that it has pork or whatnot in it as well. So you got to watch that. I know Whole Foods kind of got hit with regulations because of their organic whatnot, and the government wanted them to add certain GMOs and um, pesticides and things like that. And that was a big
Yeah.
conflict a few years ago. So definitely read the labels on what you're getting. And sometimes when it says organic, I don't know how they get to that conclusion sometimes.
Yeah,
So,
because you're reading the benefits of the spices, but if you're eating um fake, if they're fake,
mhm.
you will not get the benefit.
Yeah, you're very right. You're very right. That's why I say you all got to go and visit Queen Kathy B at Kathy B 606, I think, on
So, Queen
YouTube.
Kathy, does she sell food stuff online?
Right now, no, and that's something that she's actually working on. Queen, you can attest to that. That's something that she's been working on, especially seeds, providing seeds for growing, but just being able to know how to grow your own food. That's what I said when you were talking about the festivities in Ghana, just knowing how to grow your food and produce food is so important. Healthy food it's far better than going to the grocery store. It might be work, but make it fun work, make it healthy work. I definitely like to do a little better in that area and grow my own food.
I
So,
remember when I would visit my grandmother, we'll go buy vegetables. We go to the farm.
mm-hmm,
We go to the person. They'll take us to the farm and pull, like, if it's carrots, pluck that and pull out for us to take home. Like,
mm-hmm,
wow.
mm-hmm.
But
I
we
like me
need
a
to.
good farmer's market.
Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
have a good one here in Fishes. I was there almost every Saturday in the summer.
Really? Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I keep saying I'm gonna go in the summertime. I don't. I like me a good food.
Do we have farmers markets during this time of the year anywhere?
We don't. We don't. And that's something that I asked Queen Kathy was as far as because she does grow her own foods, how do you and I've asked a few people, how do you sustain food for harvest, for this time of year? If you're growing your food, if I'm growing vegetables, what do I do in the wintertime? As far as making sure I have that in my grandma foods, and I have this, this harvest in my backyard all summer, but then come wintertime, I'm back at the grocery store. So that's something interesting I've wondered. I guess canning might be a good thing to do. I don't know. Do you know how to can, Queen?
Yep.
No? I'm gonna have to get with that. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna have to, yes. So I'm gonna run down this rest of this list and we're gonna get ready to get out of here. Let's see. Foods, herbs. Cinnamon warms the gut. So cinnamon helps stabilize blood sugar and supports efficient digestion. Its warming properties help the body break down heavier meals. So that's something you can add for your Thanksgiving in your meal prep. Peppermint is nature's gut soother. It relaxes the smooth muscles of the GI tract, making it excellent for relieving gas, bloating, and indigestion. And then you have fennel, the belly-friendly seed, which reduces gas and supports the breakdown of fats. It also calms inflammation in the digestive tract. And then turmeric, which is amazing. Turmeric supports liver function and reduces inflammation that can be triggered by heavy foods. It helps the body produce processed fats and improves gut comfort.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
this
just some things you all can add to
cooking.
your cooking. And it says if you mix about 1 teaspoon of each as a kind of blend, a spice blend, and kind of cook that, maybe with stews or soups. I don't know what you're cooking this holiday. It's a great blend to try. So a teaspoon of each of those and just see what you can make. It'll help. Or just have it on hand. If you got some Tums on hand, well, then have some turmeric too. Some turmeric and tea. I don't know. So just make sure you all don't overdo it for the holidays. Gluttony is a horrible feeling. I tell you, I can eat so much. All I can do is just pass out and go to sleep and just hope for proper digestion. So don't overdo it. Don't make yourself sick this holiday. But definitely have a great time. So
Yeah, be mindful of your surroundings, keep your home safe, keep your home clean. Pots, and if you can, if you don't like cleaning plates and silverware, just get there. These days they're making some very beautiful disposable ones. They look decorative, but someone like my grandma, I don't know if they will do disposable. It has to be. The table is set nicely. I've seen a lot of beautiful table sets. I think I have a picture of one. But you ladies, you gentlemen, Americans, this is our last live, right? In the month of November,
it
right?
is. We are not here next week.
We are
Yes.
not here next week. We want you to enjoy the holiday, the weekend with your family, with your loved ones. We love you. We appreciate you.
Oh, and you know what? Before I forget, make sure you all, again, I can't stress enough, please subscribe, like, and share. Please share. If you are not on YouTube watching us, please go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Peak Wellness channel. We've got some things coming up. I will tell you, we are, like she said, we're not here next Saturday, but we will be back strong in December. We're planning on the first Saturday of December. We're planning on having a guest speaker talking about addiction. And then that following Saturday, we are going to be, I've got Gloria Carter, my queen aunt, coming talking about grief and loss. And these conversations are going to be so important because the holiday times, just being real and genuine about what's going on and how the holidays, while it might sound like fun, yes, queen, let's have fun. But there are people that are struggling and that just cannot move forward. So we're going to have those conversations. So we definitely encourage you all to share our pages so we can get this message out, this conversation out, and help people heal before the year is out and moving forward into a better, brighter year. So just keep that in mind, please, and thank you. And people can always listen on replay. If you don't catch it live, still share it with somebody. If this resonates, you say, hey, I just talked to so-and-so. I wish they were here last Saturday. I'm going to share this message. Please do that. It would be greatly appreciated. So yes. Just be safe and have a great time. That's all I got.
And I'd like to say this. Maybe you want someone to sit with your mom, your grandma, family member. You need some respite care in the middle of all the holidays. You deserve a rest. Pick Home Care Associates is your choice. Pick Home Care Associates is your choice for home care, companionship, respite care, um, assistance with activities of daily living, overnight, 24/7, 12 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, whatever it is that you need. If you have that need, please reach out 317-863-0832, 317-90807, 317-908 7459, 317-908 7459. We thank you so much, and listen, be thankful. Make that moment and be thankful. Whether you're alone working, whether you're working with families, whether you are at home alone, it doesn't matter. There's so much to be thankful for. And you can always invite a friend to share some little meal. It doesn't matter. But whatever it is, know that you are where you need to be in the season. So be thankful for that. Enjoy your process. And we look forward to seeing you first Saturday of December. Happy Thanksgiving.
Peace, love, and blessings. Till next time.